Nick casually tugged on the church bell rope, not expecting the bell to suddenly ring out. What he didn't realize was that the bell signified the death of the Pope. At that moment, Jack noticed that Nick's crown was on fire and quickly threw it into the fireplace. Almost immediately, a puff of white smoke rose from the church, signaling the birth of the new Pope. The news was absolutely shocking, and the media quickly picked up on it. Devoted followers rushed to the church, eager to witness this historic moment. Jack, meanwhile, was having the time of his life, but in his excitement, he accidentally pulled down the curtains and, in his panic, pushed open the balcony door. When he turned around, he was stunned by the sight before him. The followers, mistaking him for the new Pope, gathered around in excitement. Jack, confused, looked down at his clothes, only to see that the Pope, who was watching on TV, seemed even more puzzled than he was. Realizing something was wrong, Jack hurriedly took off the curtains and grabbed a nearby red cloth, preparing to flee. However, the guards appeared just in time and caught him. On the brink of being sent to the police station, a large man stepped forward. It was the big shot Jack had met a few times before. Thanks to his explanation, Jack managed to escape. In the end, Jack finally met the girl he had been longing for, Ruth, and with her guidance, he was able to move on from his heartbreak. The entire chain of events actually began a few days earlier at the graduation party. At that time, Jack had been dumped by his girlfriend of 2 years, who then got together with a band member right in front of him. To make matters worse, she even wrote a song to humiliate him in front of everyone. Furious, Jack went home, vented online, and surprisingly, some of the users said they were willing to meet up and offer him advice. Jack decided to meet the online friend, but his buddy Nick insisted on tagging along. The two packed their bags and set off. And since their budget was tight, they had to make a stopover in another city, where they decided to relax at a local bar. The bar was members only, and only supporters were allowed in. Jack spontaneously composed a song in support of the bar, and the owner, impressed, turned out to be one of their own, welcoming them with open arms. The night turned into something wild. The next morning, they woke up to find themselves on the car of some passionate fans, heading straight for Paris. Once in Paris, they managed to sneak out when the crowd got off the bus. Along the way, they bumped into some classmates, all heading to the same destination. So they decided to travel together. On the train, they encountered a strange man who kept picking on Steel Egg in the tunnels. Everyone, scared, huddled around Anna, while only Steel Egg stood face to face with the man with the little mustache. Eventually, the group couldn't take it anymore and forced the man off the train. After a series of unfortunate events, the four of them finally reached their destination, and Jack met Ruth as planned. And this, in the end, led to the misunderstanding that kicked off the entire crazy story.